I'm Ross from Lifetime Property Accounting, and we're going to look at your personal house becoming a rental. So obviously, it's reasonably common. You have a personal house, you've owned it for a number of years, it's gone up in value, your debt has gone down, you've paid that down more and more and more, and then you're looking at upgrading to a new house. And should you keep your existing house as a rental? Um, the first thing, we'll just go through the numbers a little bit. This is part one. Part two, separate video, we'll go through what a restructure is if you decide to keep it as a rental after listening to this. So I'll share my screen to start with, and we've just got a standard property. It's worth $1 million. There's 250,000 in debt. There's $700 per week. So this is your family home that now you're looking at becoming a rental. So we'll start by looking at what those numbers look like on that. So we've got the $1 million. We've got 250,000 of debt. $700 a week, and let's be nice and go 52 weeks to start with. So first sort of stat we look at is the gross yield. 52 times 700 is 36,400, is a gross yield 3.64%. Obviously interest rates are higher than that, so we're straight away looking at, what's this cash flow really like? What most people will do is go through this exercise. Add in some accounting, some insurance cost. Interest at 4.9% on the 250,000. Property manager, some rates, they were a bit higher for this particular property. Some reasonable repairs and maintenance. And notice that can vary hugely with the property. New build lower, an old villa is going to be a lot more. So what people generally look at is 36,400 in, $27,000 out. This property from, a lot of people view it, it's $9,000 cash flow positive. It's making money on interest only. So that's often how people look at this. Is not how I would look at it. So basically, I would remove the 750,000 of equity and look at it. What does it look like if you didn't own this property? Would you buy it as a rental with 100% debt? And is it a good rental? So if we bought this for $1 million with $1 million of debt, rent is the same. Gross yield is the same, but our interest is so much higher. So what happens in this case is we are losing 28,000 a year. And that is how I would view it as a rental, that it's extremely negative. The numbers are not great at all, and it's really negative. To show it in a slightly different way, another way of viewing it with the 250,000 debt is that, yes, if you keep 250,000 debt on the rental, you've got low interest, you've got good cash flow. So the same numbers we were looking at before. We'll get rid of chattels depreciation. Let's say it's quite low chattels. What happens then is, overall you pay some tax, about $1,900, left with $7,000, still cash flow positive. But on the other side, you've got a $750,000 debt on your new personal home. So rather than selling the rental, ending up with $750,000 of cash, using that $750,000 to buy your new personal house, you're going to have to borrow $750,000 extra on your new personal house. At say 5% interest rates, $37,500. So you're making costing you an extra $37,500 on your new personal house and interest. You're still losing $30,000 a year. So either way you look at it, either if you look at it, my numbers, which is with 100% debt, you're losing 27,000, something like that a year. Or if you're looking at it with only 250,000 of debt, it's making some money. It's making about 7,000 after tax, but you're having to pay 37,500 extra interest on your personal house because you're having to borrow the full amount there. You've got no money coming across from the sale of your own personal house. So hopefully that sort of explains the numbers, how you look at it. One, look at it. If you didn't own the house, would you buy it for $1 million with $1 million of debt as a rental? And generally the answer is no, because you're going to have terrible cash flow losing 28,000. Um, and yeah, that's really how you need to look at it. Is it a good rental? And that's just the cash flow. Maybe it's subdividable, it's beachfront. There's some other amazing reason why you keep it, but just on cash flow, and it's one of the key things you obviously want to look at. The numbers on this are hideous. They're one way or another, you're losing 27 to 30,000 a year, which is a terrible cash flow. And it's often why a personal house is not a good rental. Part two video coming up shortly. Look for it. Yeah, we'll have a separate video on it. It will go through if you did keep it as a rental, what a restructure is and why you would do a restructure. So hopefully you found that useful. Thanks a lot. Bye.